My brothers and sisters, as a watchman on the wall, my job has been to sound the alarm whenever I see danger approaching. Whether it's doctrinal, psychological, or physical, I give the warning that danger is coming. This ministry that God has led me in for the past 7 years has been centered around the date of March 10th. I've shown in previous videos over the span of several years in multiple ways how that date has been linked into a recurring theme. The first time that date was mentioned was by Arthur Branner, who I believe was led by God to give it. It was believed that on March 10th, 2019, a Sunday law would be passed. Although there was nothing significant that seemed to take place on that date back in 2019, I still believe that God had revealed that date and combined it with David Gates' message even at the door a couple of months prior. I knew that these events weren't random. We just didn't understand them. It's very similar to the great disappointment that happened in 1844. God reveals a date, but we subscribe the wrong events to them. But even the wrong application is by divine providence. Thus, the message of 1844 was sweet in their mouths, but bitter in their stomachs. Fast forward to February of 2021, 2 years later. God directs me back to March 10th, 2021. Now, I personally believe, as I felt led and impressed to do a video, that there was in fact a Sunday law that was passed in darkness with the COVID relief bills that were signed that day. I showed in that video how the date the Pope came to America back in 2015, which was on September 23rd or 9/23, as brought up in Even at the Door, was actually a number of days, and when those days were added to the date Arthur Branner received the date of March 10th, which was on August 30th of 2018, my birthday. Well, 923s landed on March 10th, 2021. As mentioned in that video, in the subsequent video, I believe that Sunday legislation was set in motion on that date. Fast forward now 2 years to September of 2023. God impressed me to deliver a message that the judgment of the living was beginning on September 26, 2023, coinciding with the Day of Atonement, which would end the evening of September 25th. In that message, I showed the connection of the slaughter of Ezekiel chapter 9 as it was revealed to me. I believe that something definitely took place in heaven on that date. I believe that the sealing process of those who would come to make up the 144,000 began. At the time of the message, I believed that the sealing process would begin and end in the space of one day, with judgments following soon after. But that was my human understanding to something God was telling me. My brothers and sisters, the only reason why the winds are being held back right now is because the 144,000 have not yet been sealed. The moment the winds are released means that the 144,000 have been sealed. If the winds are soon to be released and the 144,000 sealed, then that means that the sealing process would have already begun some time ago. Now follow me, my brothers and sisters. Amos 3:7 says, "Surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets." If that verse is true, then just like God revealed the judgment of the dead to begin October 22nd, 1844, then he would also reveal the start of the judgment of the living. And if judgment begins first in the house of God, then it starts with the 144,000. If right now, all around us, we feel the wind slowly releasing, if every nation is prepared for war, but an unknown force is keeping them at a standstill, then the sealing of the 144,000 is about to end, and when it does, war, Destruction and chaos will break loose upon the world with no time for someone who wasn't sealed to catch their breath to get right with God. My brothers and sisters, in the March 10th video, I shared with you a voice message that was sent to me of a woman describing a night vision that she had. I showed from that message how the Lord showed me dates that led up to March 10th. In that vision, the woman also speaks of disaster coming. In a subsequent video I made, I reveal how God showed me that my birthday was used to tie me to the message as a starting point of different times leading to March 10th. I explained how the 96 days the woman was told when counted from December 4th led to March 10th as well. I also explained that December 4th was an interpretation of the time she mentioned in her vision being 1:24 a.m. Well, my brothers and sisters, God has redirected me to that message, and the destruction that was mentioned is about to take place. I believe, as I have been led and impressed of the Lord, that something devastating or cataclysmic is going to take place this March 10th, 2024. This message is 3 years in the making and has come right back 360 degrees to March 10th and even at the door. Almost as if in a replay of events, David Gates has recently released a sermon that has been very controversial, and I am now directing people back to March 10th. In 2018, did God in His loving mercy give us the date of the closing of our probation? Did He precede the date with a message called Even at the Door that went around the entire Adventist world? What have we done with our time and life since March 10th, 2019? It's been exactly 5 years to the day. My brothers and sisters, the last message and video I presented was about judgment and sealing beginning on September 26, 2023, or 9/26. I told you how the Lord impressed me that my birth date connected me to this message. When I add 2 years, 6 months, and 9 days to my birth date, August 30th, 2021, which is the year I was directed to give the March 10th message, it brings me to March 9th, 2024. But this is a leap year, and a day has to be added because of February 29th, so the actual date is March 10th, 2024. My brothers and sisters, God waited to reveal that to me just today, March 9th, 2024. My brothers and sisters, we will understand more as time goes on. It's easier to count backwards than it is ahead. Again, I am only a watchman, and the alarm was sounded this past September of 2023. I often quote Amos chapter 3 verse 7, but I want to end here actually reading it in its full context. It says, "Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. Can two walk together except they be agreed? Will a lion roar in the forest when he hath no prey? Will a young lion cry out of his den if he hath taken nothing? Can a bird fall in a snare upon the earth, where no gin is for him? Shall one take up a snare from the earth and have taken nothing at all? Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord have not done it? Surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets.